Prime Minister's engagements began with a meeting with the Punjabi community in the UK. There were about 34 prominent community members representing all the important gurdwaras in the UK. After that, there was a guard of honor and official welcome by Prime Minister of UK. Delegation-level talks were held in 10 Downing Street, covering a whole host of areas in which the India-UK partnership now operates. Given the fact that this is now an 11-year-old strategic partnership, discussions between the two leaders also touched upon security, defense, cyber cooperation, technological and military-to-military cooperation. Countering terrorism was also an important facet of the bilateral discussions, and climate change also figured prominently in light of the forthcoming COP21 in Paris. One significant outcome of today's discussions was the conclusion of a civil nuclear agreement between India and the UK. On the trade and economic side, the leaders discussed how the UK could partner India in its flagship initiatives like Make in India, Clean India, Smart Cities, Skills India and Digital India. A central outcome of the discussions was the desire on both sides to collaborate in leveraging the City of London as a global financial hub for raising infrastructure financing for India's ambitious infrastructure projects. Both leaders welcomed the historic launch of government-supported rupee-denominated bonds for the railway sector and bonds launched by leading Indian private sector players. They underlined that this could be the start of a long partnership in this direction. Another important outcome was the setting up of a new India-UK fund under India's new National Infrastructure Investment Fund. As you are aware, the CEO's Forum is also meeting tomorrow, and a whole host of business-to-business deals were finalized today, amounting to over £9.2 billion. The first day of the visit has been very successful and productive. We look forward to day 2, which, as you know, will feature the India-UK CEO's Forum. There will be a lunch hosted by Her Majesty the Queen for Prime Minister in a very special gesture. And of course, there will be the big diaspora event at Wembley, where Prime Minister Cameron will also be present. A total of 5 outcome documents and 11 MOUs were finalized today. There's been the announcement of a defense and international security partnership to deepen India-UK defense collaboration through capability partnerships in strategic areas, including research, training, transfer of defense technologies and defense manufacturing in areas of mutual interest through Make in India. It also contains a strong counter-terrorism component. I'll just read out the portion on counter-terrorism. India and the UK stand united against terrorism in all its forms and manifestations and support the early finalization of a comprehensive convention on international terrorism. They will continue to work together to disrupt all financial and tactical support for terrorist networks including ISIL, Al-Qaeda, Lashkar-e-Toiba, Hizb al-Mujahideen, the Haqqanis and the associated groups. The two countries reiterate their call for Pakistan to bring the perpetrators of the November 2008 terrorist attack in Mumbai to justice. The UK and India will continue to work together to prevent terrorist attacks and counter violent extremism, including through the exchange of best practices and technologies. Both countries will work together to drive forward international efforts to counter extremism and the ideology that underpins it. They will work through the UN and the Global Counter-terrorism Forum to support action by governments to implement effective national strategies in partnership with communities, civil society and industry. And then it also goes on to touch upon cyber, serious and organized crime and maritime.